And back here, main event. Not only no Bruce Cooper that I could find, we also lost Dale. Second hour of the main event, I guess, just poof gone from everybody here as well. Of course, second hour main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum. You can text us 623-252-6670. Just like texting your buddies out there. Let us know your thoughts whether you're watching us live on demand. Of course, here at Robat TV and the YouTube channel, a free podcast system. Definitely give us a shout there on the text line, or of course, tag us at TME Sports Show as well. From that side, and we'll see if anybody comes in here the rest of the show. I mean, this is the control I have around here, folks. It's literally like herding cats. Herding cats around here. The other news out there in terms of sports news here is WNBA. For the first time in league history, the WNBA generated enough revenue in 2025 to trigger revenue sharing with their players. So $8 million is going to be divvied up and paid out to players who were active last season. It's amazing how it took so long to come to that number. And then on top of it, the WNBA announced that they have to have a resolution to the labor strikes by March 10th, or the season will be delayed as well, which I find interesting because ESPN just announced, since they lost Major League Baseball, they just announced that they are going to put women's sports into that Sunday afternoon window and everything. It's going to be hard to do that, Dale, when there's no WNBA basketball.
What are we going to do in the spring? Crying out loud.
UFL, baby.
Yeah? Okay.
Hey, Bruce, come on, sit down. Bruce came in a second too late there and everything. I got you. We're going to do some production stuff here with Bruce walking in. He always comes in and fist bumps us. Everybody can see what we do here. Coming into, of course, 17-year NFL veteran Dale Hellestrae, 34-year local sportscaster veteran.
Legend.
Local legend Bruce Cooper here as well. Bruce, how you doing, man?
It was rough on today, my goodness.
I was telling him that it was just your way to get out of dinner on Thursday night.
I can already.
We're not missing that.
I'm already expecting to call Thursday morning. I think I came down with something. My voice is kind of scratchy.
No, we'll be there.
All I know is I told you, I said this before. I don't remember if I said it when you were here, but have some friends. Well, they're Autumn's friends, but I know them through her. Russ Ortiz. I think it was last week I brought this up. They were just at Steak 44. And all three of the dudes that were there, by the way, ordered tomahawk steaks with the bone sticking out.
Yeah, you
of
did
it.
mention that.
But I thought they only ordered one for the table. I was shown that picture again over the weekend. They each had a tomahawk steak.
Did they finish it?
I don't know that. That's $200. I should reach out to him and ask him. But those are big steaks. One, they're $240 steaks on top of it. Yeah, eat all three of them.
I wouldn't do that to Coop.
Dale, do you know what, Dale? I'll get you a T-shirt. We'll order him the tomahawk. I'll help with the price. And you eat it all, I'll get you a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's like the old 96er.
Yes,
yeah.
I was wondering if you were going to get that. Was that Great Outdoors or whatever it was?
Great Outdoors, John Candy.
You even got to eat the gristle.
Yeah.
I heard you talking WNBA and.
Well, I just bringing up the labor strife here because we're getting to the point of that season's not going to go on time.
We've seen lockouts before.
Yes.
But I don't think there's ever been one in the women's sports, has there?
Not that I'm aware of.
No, I mean, honestly, in the past, it's like, well, what revenue are you going to share?
Yeah, look, there's no question that the WNBA women do not get the same perks and advantages and pay that the men do. But I'm telling you, Caitlin Clark changed the game for that league. Mm-hmm. She really did.
And they don't treat her like that.
No, they a lot of jealousy emanating from players within the league. But I think if they and I love the fact that the NBA helps support that league.
Yeah, well, they're part owners.
Sure they are. Just like Ishbia owns the Suns and the Mercury. So
a lot of the NBA owners own WNBA teams. Yeah,
no question. But I just think that I think and I know money comes into play and they don't have the same TV contracts, the same gate, et cetera, et cetera.
It's gotten better though.
But it has. But I will tell you this. I think that sometimes that the league just needs to bite the bullet a little bit and acquiesce more to the women because they deserve bigger paydays, especially if you're trying to keep them from going overseas and
That's the
playing.
problem.
But hasn't that overseas dried up a little bit with people not wanting to go to Russia?
It has, just for some because of some
Brittany Griner situation.
political reasons for sure.
Right.
But I just think that sometimes we're talking about billionaires that can
That's the argument.
write off some things from
Right.
That's the argument. And here's the thing: if you don't know, also NBA owners that own WNBA teams, they're helped out because that means they can charge more for their suites because suite holders get every event in the arena. So the more events in the arena, the more you can charge for those suites because it makes it more worthwhile to go in there. Even if people that buy a suite don't want to go to WNBA games, you give them that option. It's there for them. So it's also helping them by having, I don't know how many WNBA games there are at home anymore. I know they keep expanding it, but that helps out the owners as well from that point in the arena side of it. From there, I agree with you. It's like bite the bullet a little bit. But the problem is it's a difficult. The owners in the WNBA, it's not like the NBA where it's the owners are all involved with it. There's a lot of outside interests involved in the WNBA stuff to that effect. But I mean, they're still giving stipends to their players and living conditions, and so they're acting like a small league. Well, it's fine, we'll pay you more, but all that goes away, and then you see the players kind of, well, no. Half of our players still need an apartment to live in during the season.
Well,
and
they
stuff
do
to
because
that, but-
they're not living there year round. I mean, their season's not even nearly as long
Right.
as the NBA. But I will say, speaking of basketball, I mean, I think our Phoenix Suns are in trouble.
Oh.
I mean, this injury situation, and I'll tell you what. Honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Jordan Ott is beginning to get me upset.
Uh-oh.
Yes, he is.
What?
Yes, he is.
What's
Look,
he getting you? What's he got to do with this?
Well, it's like this. I'm watching the games at home.
Yeah.
All right. I can see without a doubt players like Ryan Dunn and Isaiah Livers have lost their offensive confidence. They have zero. They're not doing anything.
Right.
Now, I get it that I would definitely have Ryan Dunn start in place of Brooks now that Brooks is out, for 4 to 6 weeks. So I agree with that move. Let Ryan play his way through that. I don't know why I'm playing Isaiah Livers. I mean, there's some rookies that deserve that time. I mean, coming into this year, I thought that the Suns would not be a playoff team. I thought the best they could do was probably be a play-in team. I thought maybe they can get into the play-in.
That's what we said. Yeah.
But I never ever, and I still don't to this day, think that they are a championship contending team.
Right.
But has Jordan Ott put this team in a situation in which they have overachieved? Without question. But, and so I had no problem with him sitting the young kids because they were in that win now mode. And justifiably so. He's done a remarkable job. But the climate has changed. I mean, we're missing key people. Look, we're talking about Dylan Brooks out 4 to 6 weeks. Look, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has the same injury that Jordan Goodwin does. Or Goodwin has the same injury that he has, And he's been out 3 weeks with the All-Star break included. So you got to figure, okay, well, Goody's out at least 2 to 3 weeks, okay? And so with that being said, that opens the door for people like Rasheer Fleming. And here's a guy that I really love because he was the best shooter in college basketball a year ago, Kobe Brea. If I'm struggling to score, I score 40 points in the first half against Portland, 37 in the second half against Portland. Dude, I need some scoring. And I'm telling you, Kobe Brea, he was the best shooter in college basketball a year ago. There's no reason why he should be sitting. Jordan Ott's beginning to upset me here. Now's the time that you go ahead and give these young kids.
Kobe Bryant, to your point, 2 minutes in that game against Portland, 3 points, and it wasn't just a three either. It was 1 for 2 from the three.
No, it was a three.
It was a three. I'm sorry, it was a three.
He shot a three,
but he was 1 for 2 in shooting.
No,
yeah.
his other three came at the
was.
buzzer just inside the half-court line. So he heaved up a three.
But you don't put them in till the end, especially when you're shorthanded.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm starting to wonder, Coop, because I was going to ask you this. Ironic you bring it up. I'm starting to wonder, is Jordan not one of those guys that favors veterans?
Well, it's
not young guys.
It's certainly look. I mean, you can give him a pass and say, look, he has his team in a win now mode, so you play those veterans. I mean, the injury bugaboo,
Yeah.
That's the problem.
unfortunately, has changed the dynamics there. So now here's a chance. Yeah, play these kids. Play the kids.
I'll go a step farther though. Like when you're playing Portland, and now there's a second night to a back-to-back. But when you're playing teams you should beat, okay, play the veterans and beat those guys. But when you're playing like, hold on, but when you're playing like the Celtics, where you're probably not going to win that game, or you're playing a really good team like the Spurs.
the Lakers in a couple of weeks,
Yeah,
days after
well,
that.
a couple days after that. But you're playing a team that you're going to struggle against without your shooters out there. Why not play the young kids in those bigger game environments with those better teams for experience? You're going to get more experience playing the Spurs and the Nuggets than you are playing the Portlands and those guys. Why not put those guys out there and just see what they can do?
Yeah, but let's do the math here. I mean, I expect
We don't do
Dylan-
math here,
I expect Dylan Brooks, just because he's a Warrior, to be on the short end of that 4 to 6. So let's say it's 4 weeks. That's a month. Goody's out 3 weeks. You know, that's we're talking about pretty much a month. Rasheer Fleming and Kobe Bryant should be getting that playing time, irregardless of who the opponent is. I mean, how do those? You see Cooper Flagg the way he plays now versus how he did in the beginning of the season. I mean, the dude is off the chain. I mean, Con Knipple. I mean, some of these rookies. I mean, they have been able to play and gain experience and play beyond their mistakes. They don't have to look over their shoulder, dude. That helps to mushroom or develop expedite their development.
But don't you have a different scenario in Dallas where you're building for the future?
You
You're
do.
not in the playoffs.
Exactly. I'm not trying to compare it to,
Right.
but I'm just saying now you're in that Dallas situation.
Yeah.
You're in that Dallas situation now.
But you're still trying to hang on.
You don't have the players to do it. I mean, can you not see Isaiah Livers? I mean, the dude. Look. I was watching against Portland. Even the night before, when the Suns beat Orlando, Eddie Johnson, the Suns color commentator, he said, "Man, my goodness, Isaiah just can't buy a hoop right now."
Nobody was shooting well,
He said he needs to go to the free throw line and maybe just see one go in. Well, he's not that type of player to get to the line for one.
Right.
And second, now the next night against Portland, dude, he had 2 3-point attempts that were blocked, and they led to shots the other way. Now every shot he throws up, it's like he doesn't even believe it. Now later in the game against Portland, he has an open three, an open shot. He turns it down. When he turns it down and throws it to someone else, and now the shot clock runs down deeper because he didn't take that open shot, dude, he's hurting the team. That's not good. Put someone in like Brea who will rise up and take that shot.
It's going to be a fascinating end to this season because things were so good that they raised your expectations.
They did.
And we even talked about it. Should we have raised our expectations? Well, yes. What you see on the court, you raise you change your expectations.
Look, they were only a game. They were only 2 games out of the number
3 spot.
Yeah. And so all of a sudden these injuries hit, and it's just like.
By the way, there's still 3 games out from that 3 spot.
Well, it ain't looking good, people.
No.
It ain't looking good.
Well, no, they don't have shooters. If anything has shown you, they don't have shooters with these guys. Well, the other thing you didn't even mention, so when on the double overtime game against the Magic, Green hit that game-winning shot. And there was a shot of the bench. Somebody had a shot of the bench on there as well, where everybody was celebrating. Hightower, who hasn't played at all this year, and he's coming back from an injury, 2 to 3 weeks out still. But Booker were standing there in their sweatshirts and stuff like that. And Booker, big smile on his face and everything. Everybody's starting to run out to celebrate. Booker take like 2 steps, and you just see him cringe and like go down and go behind a couple other players and stuff like that. I'm not too sure his hip contusion or whatever they're calling it, hip soreness, isn't a worse injury at that point. You don't know how long he's going to be out.
But that's just my whole point. Look, the dynamics, everything has changed regarding this team. So I don't know why you're trying to stick with the same rotation that you had when you were in it. Dude, especially when the guys are struggling like they are.
That's the thing.
I mean,
the young guys out there.
Sit them. That's all I ask. I mean, I don't expect the Suns to necessarily win because I'm playing the kids, but at least I can get a benefit out of this situation. Play the kids.
That's my
Let them
point.
develop.
Yeah, like Malowich. There's no reason. Okay, he's going to get dominated by most centers in the NBA right now, but that's how he's going to learn. Get him out there and see what he can do. If he gets his 5 fouls, fine. Then he goes sits on the bench and you bring Williams back in. But also, the veteran guys just look tired. And
Yeah.
I hoped after the All-Star break, they'd come back all refreshed, ready to go. And they're coming out looking even more tired than before the All-Star break.
Well, they must not have rested and got off their feet, Coop.
Well, let's put it to you like this. I read something from Jalen Green, and I guess it makes sense. He says, hey, man, when I first came back, my legs felt really good. He said, but they're really heavy right now.
Yeah.
And so he just doesn't have the conditioning. And so
Well, how many minutes did he play in that double overtime game? And then they needed him badly in the next night, too. I can understand that.
Yeah. So his struggles, I get, But look, Grayson Allen, that was an injury managed. Look, they need his shot.
Yeah.
They need his shot. And I'm not sure how healthy he is, but I do know this. There's a guy sitting on your bench who was the best shooter in college basketball. I'm the best three-point shooter in college basketball. You know that the dude shot like, I think it was like 47% from three. I mean, it's not like he shoots a couple games. He was like a high-volume shooter.
Right.
He just has that stroke. Play the dude. Especially now.
Yeah, and that I just don't. I was questioning it before, but I understood why you weren't playing Malawach and Fleming and stuff like that.
I get all that.
Because it's always an excuse. But I just believing
they were in a win mode now,
but maybe
and no
Jordan
one would blame him.
doesn't trust the young guys. There are coaches that are that way.
Then he's and that's why I'm telling you, he's beginning to upset me.
And I also, they were playing so physical at the beginning of the season. They've lost all that. And it's like
when you lose people like Goody and Brooks, you're going to lose. You're going to lose a lot.
Oh,
there.
absolutely.
Well,
but you got to adjust, right?
It's none of those two, but it's Devin Booker and it's Grayson Allen. I mean, you're missing those.
Sure.
Those guys.
Absolutely.
Well,
absolutely. They have four people down that are big and integral parts of their offense and their teams.
Just don't let Grayson Allen go to shoot around, and he'll be all right.
How do you get hurt at shoot around, Coop?
Hurt an ankle at shoot around.
Coop, hey, Coop. And to add insult to injury, remember what I said about a year ago. Valley can't have nice things. How about your boy Merrill Kelly?
Well,
we get bounced over there
before
later,
we get to that, because that's going to be our next thing. But just really quick on the NBA side, because I want to get your take on this, because this is alarming. I think the NBA has made a huge mistake, and this is going to devalue some awards. Players have to play X amount of games, 65 games, in order to qualify for postseason awards. Listen to the names of guys who could miss more. Jokic, one more missed game. He doesn't qualify for any postseason awards. Booker, 3 more, he's out. Wemby, 4 more, he's out. Luka, 5 more, he's out. SGA, 6 more. And he might do that because of his calf injury. Right, 6 more, he's out as well. Ant-Man, 7 more, he's out. LeBron, Steph, Giannis, already ineligible for any post awards.
I know where you're going, and look, I understand why the league put that in there. I mean, there's injury management stuff and stuff. Yeah. I totally agree with it.
But you're going to end up with an MVP that shouldn't be an MVP, and it's going to be embarrassing.
Well, no, because see, Jaylen Brown, he's a guy that's in there. He's not going to miss any.
He's just getting into that conversation right now.
Yeah.
But he'll win it.
But I fully understand why the NBA did this. They're doing everything in their power to try and curtail and all the.
I don't have a problem.
But all NBA is going to be Malawach and Fleming if they keep missing games. Is my point.
Well, let me put it to you like this. Sometimes the players. They would acquiesce to the coaches and management decision to sit. Now they'll say, "No, dude, no, I got more incentive." I mean, a lot of these players have clauses in their contract that are incentivized that they don't want to miss out. So now it's a boon or a gain for the fans. So I don't have a problem with it. Honestly, don't.
I don't care about postseason awards. It's just like an all NBA team without Giannis and those guys is going to look ridiculous, but nobody's going to remember in a few years. But you're running to the point where Brown doesn't win the MVP. You're running down some pretty big steps here to get down to somebody that wins it. It's going to devalue those awards at the end of time. I know why they did it, but I'm just saying I don't think they anticipated the amount of superstars that aren't going to be there at the end.
Well, I tell you what, injuries are really hitting this year. I mean, and they're hitting some superstars.
And there's soft tissue.
And I'm talking about a glut of players.
But they're soft tissue injuries. It's a lot of thighs, knees, calves, and that type of stuff. And
I
it's alarming.
I honestly don't know what the answer is because it's definitely alarming, and it's hit it at rates that we've never seen before.
Right.
Before we get into baseball, because there's a lot of baseball talk we got to do today with spring training going and stuff like that, Robert does chime in and say, need to remind Coop who won the gold medal in women's hockey.
Hey, I never said that they wouldn't. I was nervous that they wouldn't.
I thought we heard, Coop. All we heard was you said, can you get it? You were wearing the Canadian flag.
Right. See, this is the thing that I was worried about. They were untouchable. Even shut out Canada a long way. So now they're in the gold medal game against Canada, and I just feared that, man, they were so near perfect, letter perfect, that one game, and I mentioned this happened to I've seen it happen to ASU baseball before college baseball flipped its format, College World Series. ASU's gone into the finals undefeated, and they lost that game on the final, and there was no other game.
Right.
And so they didn't win. They finished runner-up. So I didn't want to see that happen to our ladies. And dude, I'm gonna tell you something. You talking about drama? You talk about nervous time.
Well, they scored 2 minutes left in the third.
It was 1-0. I said, "Kiss my royal behind." I was upset, man. When so it's 1-1, and I'm gonna tell you, it just cranked up the nerves and the emotions, everything in the overtime. I mean, because it's sudden death now. It's do or die.
Right.
I mean, and whew. So I was happy.
Yeah, to be fair, Coop did text us both here and apologize for saying that. He was like, "I'm so sorry, I spoke that into existence, guys."
Yeah, but I'll tell you this: I didn't expect the men to win. I really didn't. So I did not. No.
Well, I mean, they weren't the best team out. Canada is right about that. They were the better team out there. But like I said, we have a history in this country of winning when we're not the best. That's what we do.
The outrage is, I'm like, who is this Hellebuck guy? And it's almost sounded like Hellestrella. I mean, geez.
I don't remember who it was, but somebody did text in and goes, "Is Helly going to be upset that
there's a new Helly in town?"
Yeah. I like that.
That was great. But yeah, the men's game, they were lucky to win that. I mean, their goaltender. That's the thing about hockey, though. Your goaltender can. We've seen Stanley Cup champions on teams like the Kings won it one year, all because Jonathan Quick would not let a puck go by him.
Well, Cujo's been a guy that's won titles for his teams because of his stellar play in net.
And are you? I know they're from here, and I know their dad's got a history. Are you a Tkachuk brothers a fan?
Well, look, I still remember Keith during his days with the Coyotes when they were playing at America West Arena. I mean, those were some exciting times. Look, speaking of Cujo, I still remember that St. Louis Blues and the Arizona Coyotes in a playoff series. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, these games were
first rounder because they never got past the first round.
These games were like 1-0. Yeah. They were like 0. They would go to overtime 0-0, and I bet you just couldn't beat Curtis Joseph. Right. I mean, that guy single-handedly stonewall a Coyotes team that had Jeremy Roenick, Keith Tkachuk, and Shane Doan. Yeah. I mean, it was a great
young
team.
Shane Doan too, superstar.
And we had some guy named Nikolai Hobby-Bulin.
Was Hobby goalie that year?
No, he wasn't.
I would say that wasn't him that year. It was somebody else.
I can't think of the guy's name, so I just threw it out there.
Because Hobby came out later.
So you're too good for
but I don't. Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to call you out. I'm sorry. But but the interesting thing about it, the only reason I bring it up is because, like, I actually, with Keith Tkachuk, I actually hold it against him. Fantastic player here, a little chubby, not in shape. Fully admitted it, would rather be golfing and stuff like that. Gets traded to the St. Louis Blues. And they flat out told him, you want to play here? You better get your butt in shape. All of a sudden, he's working out. He's got abs. He's skinny. He's physical now and all that stuff. And I'm like, you jerk. When you were here, you couldn't do that, but you go to a team that has those expectations. Also told me the Coyotes were soft also. But the problem I have with the brothers is they're fantastic. They're physical players, but, that's the problem. In those types of environments of the Olympics where you can't fight, you can't mix it up, you can't get in the other guy's heads, I just feel like they struggle a little bit and bring the team down a little bit. In terms of that, they need more stick guys out there and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm taking the pulse on the Tkachuk guys from local people here.
Well, I love the fact that, Arizona, a desert state, not known for anything to do with hockey. I mean, arguably the best player in hockey Austin Matthews developed here, along
Right.
with Kachuk's two sons.
Yep,
Right.
Chandler. And there's actually another one as well that I'm completely forgetting his name right now. That was on the team, and I'm completely forgetting his name.
Yeah, there were 4.
I don't mean
from
to. I don't mean to be injustice here, but yeah, no. So that's what I mean. But there are other players in the NHL that are having success also. Local kids that grew up here.
To
So.
see this state develop 4 players like that, and it's unheard of.
Coop,
And Matthews was the #1 overall
yeah.
pick.
Tell me this: if an NBA player got his teeth knocked out like old Jackie did,
Jack Hughes.
you think they're around at the end to score the winning goal?
No, that's not happening. But I tell you what, hockey players are unique.
Oh,
they are the toughest people that you. And look, I know they're the ones that started this upper and lower body injury stuff. They never identify
Right.
anything, and now you see everyone picks up on it and use it now.
I've always said, Coop, the 2 toughest athletes in my mind is sports,
Right.
hockey and rodeo. If you consider rodeo a sport, but I guess some people do.
I ain't doing rodeo.
But what I'm saying is, in rodeo, you don't play. I mean, you don't ride, you don't get paid. And in hockey, it's like an injustice if you don't play through injury and things like that.
Yeah.
You would get shunned.
I mean, look. To see some of these guys without their partials,
Yeah.
it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of pain that they go through. And look, you got to have but so I know this. I would, and so many of these players play without helmets or face guards. Dude, I would never do that.
No.
I would never do that.
A stick in the face.
Yeah. If someone wants to drop the gloves, he's gonna hit me in my.
That's
in
what's
my
so
grip.
beautiful about it, though. Jack Hughes is missing his front. It's chipped. He's missing his front. He's got the flag draped around him, doing interviews, smiling, picturing. Anybody else, to Dale's point, would be in the locker room,
man.
covering up their face,
man.
not wanting to talk to anybody because they're embarrassed about it. And
man.
it's just so proud to be out there in that moment. I mean, it doesn't hurt you get the game winner as well, but
Yeah, I mean,
it's fascinating to see.
have you seen some of the like?
Yeah, Tage
I-
Thompson
I'm-
is. Thanks, Robert.
Yeah,
Tage Thompson. I completely forgot him, so I apologize.
Okay.
Mr. Thompson.
Yeah, I remember going into Coyotes locker rooms afterwards, and then it'd have some of their defensemen like Teppo Numanen taking off his gear and stuff, and then you see how they block shots and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, you see the bruises all of that. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing that.
My favorite thing about hockey is like when the Ducks won the Stanley Cup. I don't remember what year now, but it was when I was working in the corporate world. I knew somebody that was there, had Duck season tickets, so we went over there and watched a couple of the games. My favorite part is watch the pictures of the team at the end of like the Eastern or Western Conference Finals, and then watch the team pictures after they win the tournament. Like their legs are like 3 times the size because they just have. By that point, their legs are done. They have to put so much padding on them to protect them from the sticks and the pucks and stuff like that.
Those pucks traveling at that speed,
100-something miles an hour. Yeah, and it's they're not frozen. They're hard. They're rubber, but they're frozen on top of it and things. But so overall, Olympics were fun for you. Were you part of the 23 million people watching it every day?
Well, like I told you guys, I really only watched the hockey.
I know.
And there
'Cause
was
you said
there
you
was
hated
nothing,
it.
Well,
Our
just-
most won medal year, Coop.
Yeah, look, they don't really compete I told you guys this, from a
I
medal
know.
standpoint. And I mean, it just takes, and then there's some sports I just don't relate to, like curling. I mean, dude, stop it.
I love it.
Stop it.
The cross country ones get me like, who's like, I'm going to go for a 50-mile stroll with
Dude,
my skis on.
Did you guys see Lindsey Vohn's leg?
Yeah.
Dude, I
Did
mean,
you hear what happened?
why? Yeah,
they actually
why?
thought they might have to amputate it.
Girlfriend.
Hang 'em up.
No.
By the way, that's not her first major knee injury or leg injury either. This is the most severe.
She's got. Look, I beg you, Lindsay, no more.
No.
Not
She'd
even,
be walking.
not even recreational.
She's 41 now.
She'd be walking like me.
I'm talking recreational.
Just
Not
regular
even that, not even
skiing?
that. No,
Don't
no,
ever
no.
get on skis again.
No, absolutely.
That's got to be hard, though. It's good. It's like I joke around like race car drivers, like they're driving around like IndyCar drivers. They're out there going 200 miles an hour on a street course,
let me
and then they
tell
get out and they like drive home. in their Suburban. And I'm always like, how are you not just pedal to the metal driving? Same thing. She goes anywhere near slow store, but like her inclination is going to be going like 50, even if she quarters it, right? He only goes 50 miles an hour down.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the 28 Olympics because I watch those from sun up to sundown. I really do. I'm a big summer Olympic junkie, and
Well, that's because you could do all of the events. You
Well,
could do
no,
high jump. You could do the 100-meter dash.
well, no, dude, I get into the swimming, which I can swim, but I'm not a speed swimmer or
Right.
anything like that. I watch that. I mean, because we dominate the women's gymnastic is fun to win.
So
Because
you're only a front runner, huh?
well, okay, but we do extremely well. Look, there was a time when like the Soviet Union and Romania and stuff like that, they dominated women's gymnastic. China. Heck, our U.S. women, they kick behind.
Right.
I mean, I just love watching this.
But that's
stuff.
what's amazing about the Winter Olympics. Like we got our first cross country skiing medal here, man, for the first time in 50
Well, I'll tell you what. They started doing something. They
Our
started
first medal in men's hockey, gold medal in 46 years. Coop.
They start winning the medal count. They'll start getting my attention.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, it's all front
I've
runner.
been in second.
I'm all of.
Oh, Coop.
Coop's a front runner, folks. That's what we learned here as well.
Amen,
That explains
amen.
why you rooted for Canada in that women's hockey game. That explains a lot. Make a note here. Coop equals Canadian.
Not a chance, Peter. Not a chance. Hey, I will say this though. The Olympic Winter Olympic team, they did themselves well.
Yeah.
They did.
Represent well, yeah.
I think you said it's the most medals ever.
Yes.
Most gold medals and most medals ever, yeah.
To my point. That's
They're
why
getting
everybody
better
got
at it. They're getting better
Yeah.
at it as they're, now to get to Norway's level, you're just never, it's going to be hard to do that because they dominate those, because, they have to be on skis, 11 months out of the year up there. So they're going to be better at cross country and, the biathlon where you shoot stuff from, like you shoot a bear while you're going to work one morning, while you're skiing to work. You have to stop, shoot a bear, and then just keep
Tell
going.
him to stop it.
They're always going to be better at that stuff. But bobsled, the skeleton, those things.
Hey,
you're
but
starting
there's
to
some
see a lot more
41-year-old
people get in.
woman that was kicking behind in the bobsled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She won a medal.
Yeah.
First time in might be ever, if I remember correctly, but first time in a long time, if not ever, that she won a medal in that gold. She won a bronze, but yeah, no. We're starting to see some competition pipe up here as well on that stuff. But even curling, curling's not our sport. Like hockey, that's a Canadian sport. They have all those
Hey, first
weird
of all,
garbage
it's not a
stuff up
sport,
there.
So let's get that straight.
Yeah.
But let's
They
move
have
on.
all those
Let's
garbage
move on to
sports up
baseball.
there.
Let's move on to baseball.
But we'll,
Hey, before we go to baseball, are you going to come clean on this show and let us know that you, Bruce Cooper, were the man who put down $26,400
Dale's denying that it was him.
for the Josh Rosen football card? Are you going to come clean, Coop?
Hey, look. Did
you see this?
I'm convinced it was Rosie's uncle. Somebody in the family.
That's what I said
mean,
earlier. What family member?
Let me tell you something. I know people, there's a lot of Kyler Murray haters out there, but can you think of what this roster Cardinals team would be like if they still had Josh Rosen? Because, they would have been stuck with Josh Rosen. They've spent the 10th overall pick in the draft on him,
Yes.
and he was gone the next year, and he's not even in the league anymore.
No.
I mean, you talk about a quarterback who was, grossly misrated. Or what? Whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Dude's not even in the league, man.
26,000.
Never got another chance to start in the league. He bounced around, but yeah.
Jamarcus Russell was probably one of the most overrated because he was the first overall pick. Hell, he can't even get $5 for a card, and you spend $26.
Well, really quick before you say what you're going to say, Dale. Sam Darnold's 2018 card, same year. It's a different one. That's a flawless NFL Shield one. 1 of 1, PSA 10, Sam Darnold, Super Bowl champion 2018. The most that commanded was $5,000 or $15,000. And Josh Rosen just beat him by
26,400,
$26,000.
Coop.
Yeah.
Where are you going to put it in your house?
Right.
That's the card right there, too. Isn't that the ugliest card?
I can confirm it wasn't me.
I came in wondering if it was Dale today. I wanted to see where it was at. Let's take our break here. We got to talk some. Speaking of basketball and teams may be in trouble, Are the Arizona Wildcats in trouble? We'll get Coop's things on that. And I'm asking from a player's perspective here because there's a lot. When you don't put information out, Coop, it allows people to speculate.
Uh-oh.
And can it do damage to the Wildcats? We'll talk about that. Come on back. And, of course, Diamondbacks Talks here.
Miracle.
Right? Got to take a deep breath for that. Come on back, folks, with Bruce Cooper, the main event. And we're back here. Before we get into the baseball here, because I just don't want to talk about the injuries around the Diamondbacks. It's so depressing. But speaking of injuries, ASU plays TCU today, folks, for men's basketball. Bobby Hurley, his tenure here at ASU. And then over the weekend, I see an article of somebody putting a trial balloon up there of, well, Graham Rossini's not tired of Bobby Hurley yet, so don't close the door on that situation. I argued yesterday that if they bring Bobby Hurley back, you might see an absolute revolt against support for the men's program if they do that.
Look, the only thing that I can see saving Bobby Hurley's job and not having that revolt take place is if they, win the Big 12 conference tournament, which they have to do to get in.
Right.
No.
And then they make at least a run to the Sweet 16 in the March Madness.
I don't even know if
NCAA
that
tournament.
will save it.
I think that would save it.
I think if they make the NCAA tournament, that would save it.
Yeah. That's the only thing I see. That's the only thing I can see doing.
Yeah.
Man, see, all I'm going to say is, folks, in retirement, look how well you dream.
Yeah.
Hey, no.
I'm not saying they're going to.
No, I don't think they will at
No.
all. But keep in mind, look at the teams that they would have to have.
Yeah, I know.
In
the Big 12,
Yeah,
yeah.
in the Big 12 alone.
The Big 12 is you're going up against Final Four caliber teams every day, basically, that you're playing there. The farther you go, if you make it past the first. weekend,
Right.
Yeah.
And so I
know, I'm just
think
giving you a
that,
hard time.
but I that would be a miracle. I don't see that happen. So so now you look and you see, well, which coaches are out there that you could bring in here that you think that can flip the fortunes of this
Right.
program?
Is there a basketball Kurt Signetti?
I'm not aware of any.
Well, the difference between this hire compared to other hires around basketball is I kind of gave that where they gave Willie Bloomquist. Now, he's not making a crap ton of money, but for baseball manager standards, he's making good money. They gave him that increase, right? They paid good money to Molly Miller to be here and not go someplace else. They're upping the ante on these positions now, whereas in the past, let's face it, they were willing to, hey, what's the cheapest coach? What's the best coach we can get for a cheap price? And it looks to me, at least, that they've changed that attitude.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean they're going to go get, one of the top level guys there to come in here at $15 million a year, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
but they're going to spend the money.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that President Crow has changed his tune relative to athletics.
And very quietly, don't you think? I mean,
Yeah.
he hasn't really come out and said anything.
The Board of Regents put something in his contract where he's judged by sports now, and he did not have that before.
But you would
Is that
think
enough to do it?
You would think that will come out, but it's
Yeah,
been very
yeah.
quiet.
Well, I know that's in his contract. They did say that they put. I don't know what the measurement was, but there is a measurement on sports.
And I'm glad to see it. I mean, I love that Graham Rossini is paying attention big time based on his history to the ASU baseball program.
Yeah. Look at the improvement.
I mean, the fact that they
I got to
not
get out
give
to a
up-
baseball game because the improvements that I've read they've made at the Phoenix Muni are just unprecedented for a West Coast
from
team.
a cosmetic
Yeah,
standpoint.
for like the fans.
Okay.
But even then, the locker rooms for the team and stuff like that. So they're putting a ton of money into that program. Yeah.
And they should. I mean, ASU historically has had a great program, but since Pat Murphy left, it's been
Struggled.
Yeah, it's been a major struggle.
No doubt about that. But the real question I want to talk about college basketball, your Arizona Wildcats. Look, they're still going to be a number one seed. I've told you that before. They have a couple more tough. They have a break here with Baylor coming up. Then they have a couple games. After that, Kansas at home, and then Iowa State at home, and then they get a break with Colorado as well. My question I got for you, though, is, and, pick up the phone, call your contact there in the Pete family. What's going on with Koa Pete? Is he going to come back?
I don't even know the nature of his injury.
Nobody does. They're not releasing it.
Lower body injury.
He was upgraded to questionable.
Well, they said
for tonight.
They said they were going to look at him in a week. That time frame has come, and now they said he's out for Kansas. Which, by the way, Kansas is this Saturday. So they're ruling him out 5 days in advance.
Well, I'll tell you what. hats off to Anthony Del Orso. I mean, this kid's come off the bench, and he has given this a colossal shot in the arm. I mean, he was terrific against the Houston Cougars on Saturday. I mean, he's just done a fantastic job, and so I think it's a credit to Coach Lloyd and his staff. I mean, they keep people ready, and they step in and look. He plays plays a position and a game completely different than Koa Pete. But what he's bringing is what U of A didn't have throughout the season because they were so interior impacted or they
dominant.
Dominant. That's what they're looking for. And now he's bringing a 3-point stroke. He's bringing a 3-point shot that's starting to open up now some of the inside stuff for Krivats and Kobe. And so this other foreign guy they have, Krishentov.
Yeah.
Is that his name? Oh, man, this kid's solid too.
But I mean, the other night they shot like 3 3-pointers. Do you think that come tournament time that could be a bugaboo for them?
Well, let me tell you something. The fact that they are getting a consistent stroke for Del Orso, I think that, and he's opening things up from the perimeter. I think that you're going to find that Lloyd, even if Pete did come back, he's going to have to find more playing time for this kid. And I call him a kid. I think he's a senior.
I think he's an older
he was a transfer.
He's an older player.
Yeah, he was a transfer.
Right.
And wherever he was, I think it was a smaller school. I mean, he was the big man on campus there, so he doesn't lack for any confidence
Right.
or skill. He's not going to blow you away with any athleticism, but he's a highly intelligent kid, plays within himself, and has a nice stroke.
The only thing I worry about, and that's why I bring up Kobe Pete, is look, they're not Kobe Pete. They're not releasing any information. Now, you don't have to say it's a thigh, or ankle, or whatever, but just the speculation's running rampant around Arizona circles on that injury because they're. Why not release something? Get the pressure off of him. Why are you putting all that pressure on him? And then the other kid that's sick, he's legitimately sick. He's been out for 3 weeks. It's not the flu, obviously. People are speculating it's mono or whatever he's got and stuff. But why not take the pressure off these kids?
Aristotle?
Yeah, Aristotle. But why not, it was a very good part of this team going into it. But why put the pressure on these kids by doing it? And then you're giving the illusion to already crazy Arizona fans of, they're not coming back next year. They're getting ready for the draft. They quit on this team. Why are you doing that to these guys with not just saying what the injury is or, hey, guys, he's really sick. We can't release it, obviously, but they're saying nothing, leaving the speculation
Look,
out there.
I'm curious as to what Koa and Pete and his family would do relative to Koa in the draft because he in any mock you look at, he's a first rounder. Mm-hmm. He's just not a lottery guy. He's outside the lottery, which is still fine.
As long as you're a first rounder, you're going to be all right.
Still fine. Yeah, that's a fine.
Yeah, but I brought this up to Steve.
The family, but the family's not really into that.
No,
they
so
really
what? Because like last time I saw, he's late teens, early 20s.
I can easily see him coming back because I know his father Todd Sr. very well, and we've had conversations in the past.
The way they've handled each one of them is really beyond
even the daughter
reproach. The way you handle star athletes, the way that family's handled.
Yeah. Look. Todd had this. Him and his wife. They had this rule that most of the kids played football. The boys played football.
Right.
They had a daughter, Kalani, and I guess Koa, that were the 2 basketball players.
Right.
Koa being the youngest. So they had a rule, and keep in mind, Todd played in the NFL. He did not allow his kids to play Pop Warner or any of that football. Everything was all about academia. They had and if they didn't perform well academia, then they didn't get the perk of trying to play athletically anything. So they were big on academics.
Yeah.
And so it was in high school, basically, when he starts letting his boys play football.
Yeah.
Every one of them went on to play D1 and of course Andres in the NFL. But I
big
remember,
boys too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big, yeah, absolutely. Todd's not a small man.
I was standing next
to. But Andres.
Yeah.
He's like 6'7".
Yeah, he is.
Todd's 6'1".
Yeah.
I play with Todd, but he's 330.
I think his wife is like 6'1" or something like
What's
that.
I just slipped my name, but the one that goes to ASU there, I was standing next to him at something. and all I felt was this shadow just towering over me as he was standing, walking by me and stuff like that. It's just
Cassius?
like these guys, Cassius. It's like these guys are huge.
Yeah, Andres, I saw him at Corona del Sol.
You got Todd Pete Jr., Cassius, and Andres. They were all big time football players. And I think Cassius went to Michigan State, and I think Jr. went to like Nebraska, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Before Andres went to Stanford, and then became a first round pick of the Saints, and he put in a solid, even Pro Bowl career seasons with the Saints there. I think he might be with the 49ers now. I think he
I think he's still in the league, but he's played 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
Niners sounds right. I think
I think the Niners picked him up
Don't
because
quote me on that, but,
the
yeah.
Saints didn't re-sign him as a free agent. So, and his daughter Kalani, I think she went up to the Pacific Northwest and played basketball. I think it was at like Seattle University or something like that. And he kept telling me Cole was the best. Now last I talked to Todd Sr., he was telling me that his grandson, one of Andres' kids, is going to be the best of all of them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
man.
great. That's great.
That is
It's just there's a lot of. I just wonder how much this Pete situation and same thing with the other kid there. It just does that rile that team up a little bit and stuff like that. I'm not saying they're quitting on the team, but you're allowing those rumors to get out there, that pressure to get on these young players down there at Arizona on this run that they have to go on here to get to the end. And it's just, I don't know, it just seems unfair to me that they're doing it.
It is. I mean, look. I mean, the amount of rubbish that comes out of social media, that's not even. I mean, I think there's some people who do stuff deliberately that's not right.
Well, look, and Arizona fans, let's be clear about it. Arizona fans are a little bit crazy. They're the ones formulating all these hypotheses, like diehard Arizona Wildcats men's basketball fans are putting all this nonsense out there. Oh, Koa's quitting on the team. And so, but that's my point, though. You're putting extra pressure on these players. Just come out and say what it is. Everybody does it.
And again, I wouldn't be surprised one bit if Koa decides to come back. So how's he quitting on the team? I mean, here's a guy that legitimately, I think it's a 50-50 proposition. I think, look, I'm not sure that he does go to the NBA.
I think if he's going to be in the 20s, I think it's more 70-30 he's coming back.
Yeah, but it
I
also
agree.
depends. What's the Arizona team going to be like next year? It's not going to be as good as this year.
Well, let me tell you something. Brandon Burries, I mean, he's a really good freshman guard. I think for sure that he's gone. Then you have people who, and look, I've seen Krivot's name all of a sudden start to creep into the tail end of the first round. It's like, dude, will he come back? Will he go?
Well, it depends on the run they make in the NCAA tournament. You know that.
Yeah, but here's the deal. One thing you never worry about. Who I don't care if it's Sean Miller, if whoever that big blue blood program that Lute Olson established. No matter what the coach is, they're going to get 5 stars in there. You don't even worry about that.
But I know, but it's been so long. This is the best team they've had in a long time.
It is, and then I think LeBron's kid is on that team.
Redshirting,
yeah.
And I don't follow it, but supposedly he's the best LeBron kid as well, meaning he's the best one that plays basketball. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. But he's redshirting down there as well. I just wanted to bring that up as well. But Coop, justify your Arizona Diamondbacks and the way they get ready for the baseball season with injuries.
Hey, look, I'm not sure if they've even taken a more deeper or introspective look at their strength and conditioning program and personnel there. I'm not sure, but I would if I was them. I mean, the glut of Tommy John injuries, the glut of, like you talked about, the soft tissue injuries. I mean, there's nothing you can do about a guy that takes a swing and his hamate bone snaps. You can't do anything about that.
Right.
But everything else, most everything else, because
they lost pitchers last year in spring training. They lost pitchers the year before in spring training. To me, it's like, what are you doing leading up to the season? I said it yesterday. Every other team, I'm not going to say every team because I don't follow every team's spring training. A lot of team starters, 1, 2, 3, have pitched off the mound in a spring training game already. Diamondbacks are just still doing bullpen sessions. And I don't know if that means anything, but it's like they do things differently here in Arizona with more injuries.
Let me tell you. I don't know this because I haven't really chronicled it or followed it. If this is something new that they've sat down and reassessed relative to their strength and conditioning, how they get players ready, I'm okay for trying different.
It's the same thing the last 3 years.
Well, have they been all built? Have they?
No, but Gallen, was it 2 years ago? Oh, after the World Series run? Well, I put 30 extra innings on my arm, so I need to go slower in spring training and ramp up get ready for May and the rest of the season and the playoff.
Yeah.
They've been talking this way.
Yeah,
They're not saying it this year, but you're seeing it in their action.
All I'm saying is that for me to be able to give a really credible response, I would have to know what they have been doing in the past, because I haven't really followed what they do in the past.
Right.
I don't really get that deeply into their spring training.
Well, we just go off of what Torrey says. And in the past, Torrey's like, well, it's a long season. We got to ramp them up into the season.
Yeah, but
everybody else is getting everybody ready for the first game of the season.
So if he's been doing this in the past and they continue, then something's wrong. Then they need to flip and change.
Well, here's what I need to know, Coop, is the fact that obviously Merrill Kelly, you can't tell me he hurt himself throwing an inning or two in the backfield against nobody a couple times during the spring. Something happened in the offseason. And most of these guys hire their own trainers, do their own workouts, do their own diets, all those things. I wonder if the Diamondbacks have any control over what these guys do when they're away.
And keep in mind, he's 37 years old. Yeah. So, that age may factor into it. I don't know.
But he even said, like, what was more alarming to me was, okay, they stopped his bullpen session because he felt the uncomfortability of it. And then you go and they interview Mel Kelly in the locker room, and he says, we've been dealing with this soreness for a week, and it moves around a little bit, and some days it's better than others. And I felt it today when I threw my second pitch, but I threw 8 more. Now we're going to go get imaging. It's like, you've been dealing with this for a week?
Well, I'll put it to you like this. And we talked about the toughness of Hughes and these hockey players and rodeos and stuff like that. Look, baseball's embarrassing. I mean, I've seen guys sit out for 2 weeks because they broke a nail. Yeah. I mean, come on, man.
They sneeze and their back sore.
Yeah.
But it's the way they handle it, too. Last year, and I just harkened back when I heard, we've been dealing with it for a week now, but I'm still been trying to throw through it, and it's moving. Yeah. When injuries move, I know, like, when my back hurts and it's one spot, and then all of a sudden another spot hurts, and I'm like, something bad's going on back there. Could be a structural issue, could be in the shoulder, whatever. That's what worries you. But they did this with J Mart last year. Remember when he started losing his velocity? Well, no imaging. We're just going to keep throwing him out there. No imaging. And then all of a sudden they're like, all right, let's get imaging because there's something wrong here. It's like they're always slow. Why go to imaging now after the bullpen session? The second he's got discomfort there, what's it hurt to just go have an MRI? Make sure it's good.
Those MRIs are expensive.
Maybe he needs a week off. Maybe he needs to not throw. Let's get it healed. Let's get it all that stuff. It's like there's slow delay. We're not medical doctors and stuff like that, but it seems like it leads to other things. To the point where Torrey was asked yesterday, well, what's your plans on opening day if Merrill Kelly can't go? And he goes, well, we're not addressing that right now, but we'll have somebody else to go, obviously. But that question alone tells you what, Coop?
It would be Zach Gallen. I mean, I don't even have.
But that question alone,
Zach Gallen's around. Let's make sure we got an opening day pitcher. But
that question alone, on February 24th, 5 weeks before the start of the season, worries the living daylights out of me. Because if Merrill Kelly has to sit out 2 weeks, he's not going to be ready for week 1 in the Diamondbacks way that they do things. That question right there tells me that a reporter's been told this might be a lengthy timeout for spring training. It could be 2 weeks. It could be only a week and a half. It could be a week. But that's going to set him back, and then they're going to baby him back into it. But that question alone told me somebody's been fed. This could be a couple-week spring training injury to get him healthy, which would obviously endanger his starting day. And that's just not a good way to go in the season on top of everything else.
So, Coop, in case you haven't noticed, which I think you probably have picked up on, Steve loves to read between lines.
Why are you asking
in interviews
that on February 23rd?
Because you're going in for MRI. They could say it's a season ending.
Well, that's my point. That's my point.
Well, look. I'm not too concerned about that. I know Merrill, from what I've seen since he's established a major league career with the Diamondbacks after years in Japan. He's a warrior.
Absolutely. If there's one guy that's going to
take the ball, he's going to take the ball. He's going to go. So if he is hurt, I know it's legitimate.
Yeah.
Now it could be that the Diamondbacks are asking him to step back. I nothing would surprise me from that regard. But if there's a baseball player that I do believe in on that team in terms of their toughness, it would be, I guess, Corbin Carroll 1, Merrill Kelly 2.
Yeah, do you see Corbin Carroll's out there one-handed batting practice with his ham bone or his hammock bone?
Yeah, you love that dude's competitiveness and his.
If he ain't starting on opening day, it ain't going to be because he's not ready to play. It's going to be the Diamondbacks holding back. But Torey Velo yesterday said Merrill Kelly's feeling good, but no specifics to share yet. Obviously, MRI yesterday and everything, but we haven't heard anything about it yet. Is that alarming? Because I guarantee the Diamondbacks have seen all those results.
Yeah, and again, they'll definitely keep us in the dark as long as they can. But I tell you one thing, and I don't put a lot of stock into this, but the fact that Jordan Lawler is hitting, I saw he's hitting over 700.
Yes, 900 OPS, I think it is what it is. I have it here.
And look, I know that doesn't translate to the regular season at all.
Yeah, he's hitting 667, 2.381 OPS this spring. Yeah, 3 for 4.
But the fact that they gave him this position change, and I thought he would really struggle because sometimes when you go through the way I understand it, he hasn't played outfield since like maybe his freshman year in high school. He's always been a middle infielder for the most part. And then they try to move him to third base, and now they're putting him in the outfield. So I just thought maybe it'd be too much for him mentally. But I mean, so far early results are, man, the dude is embracing it, and it could be one of those Fernando Tatis deals.
But here's what he's doing that is most impressive. He had a 9-pitch at bat yesterday before drilling a home run. His first home run was off an off-speed pitch, which is what he struggled with in the major. His 0 for 19 stretch, always swinging at those off pitches and missing him. Fastball, no problem, he can hit it. He struggled on the off-speeder. So he's adjusted to that, but then he's up there battling off pitches and nine
who's the
pitches.
pitcher?
Well, no, this is the side. It's spring training. I get it. But you're seeing that here so far, and that is exciting to see.
Look, it is, and that's all I want to say.
That's the thing is, it's even if it's the best pitcher in the game, right? Even if it's Yamamoto out there, it's spring training and he's working on stuff and probably not throwing properly and stuff like that.
And I was looking at their box score the other day, and it said Melendez. I remember Ivan Melendez. They drafted him from Texas. This dude used to lead the nation in home runs, and I forgot all about that. He was still in the Diamondback system. But look, obviously there's some issues with Ivan trying to transition from college to the professional ranks. Because, dude, I'm telling you, this dude was whopping like 35, close to 40 home runs at UT, Texas. And he was a big power hitter. And all of a sudden, he becomes obscure. You don't even hear his name. And then I saw him in the box score. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, remember how Drew Jones was like the next up and coming guy, and then he's been just stuck in Single A, California League area, up here. And it's like, man, I thought this was the next up and coming kid, and you go through the system quick, and he's just stuck there.
And they spend like a top 5 pick on him.
Yeah. And he's just stuck down there. And he's hitting well down there. It's funny how some guys move up and then they're just like, nah, you're good over there in the California, hitting the ball off the barn and the
because
cows.
Everyone's excited about this. What is it, Walden Schmidt?
He's having a good spring though too. Yeah. Watch for him. He might. The problem with him making the squad is just that he's young enough that you probably want him to stay down and get some at bats and get some more experience.
He's the one built like a linebacker, right?
He's a huge.
Really? I haven't seen
he's tall and
he's tall.
He's just like. He's stout. I don't know how tall he is, but I mean, he just looks like just built as can be.
Wow.
And your eyes go to him. I was watching it on MILB yesterday, and it was just like, who is that horse out there, man?
Is that right?
It's him.
They kind of remind you of young Dale Hellestrain.
Yeah, I haven't seen him at all, so I'm
giving him the at bats because Thomas, of course, is going. That's the thing with the WBC. You're going to see some of these guys get more playing time in the field as well as batting because some of the big name guys, like the whole Diamondbacks infield, is going to the WBC. So who's going to be able to step up into those spots and play those positions? And then, of course, Alek Thomas is going to Mexico, so that opens up the outfield spot for more guys to play and stuff like that. Last thing I got for you, Coop, here, Jordan Tyson announced that in the NFL Combine, he's going to do nothing. Is that a good choice?
Well, I mean, a lot of these projected top picks, they do that.
He's
and
projected
then,
top 10, lower top 10.
and then they just perform at their pro day because now they look. I don't like it, but it's what
Coming
a lot
off of
them do.
injuries like he is, though,
Yeah.
I feel like to me it's
yeah.
more important he gets
Yeah,
out there and runs, right?
Well, he'll do that as pro day and stuff. But here's the deal. For me, if I were him, based on the biggest negative on him, and really I think the only negative on him is his injury history.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude, if you trace him back to Colorado, even up to Arizona State, he's always he's
Those
just
collarbone and then the
and so
hamstrings.
yeah, before I'm going to invest any type of money in this kid, or even a
top 10 pick.
a top pick.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to look at his injury history. My medical team's going to go over him like a fine tooth comb. But I would also be impressed if he went out and showed what he can do at the combine and double it in the
that's my argument.
in the pro in his pro day,
Yeah.
because it's like, dude, you're one of those people who have to show some type of durability, some type of I mean, because he has these soft tissue injuries. I mean, if you ran and did everything at the combine, came back in the pro day, I feel a lot better now going in on draft day.
Well, that's my thought as well. I mean, bringing up medicals and the combine, it just gets Dale Fitz over here.
Yeah.
You see it, he started sweating again and
Well,
everything.
Dale's probably been through it.
Well, no,
He
yeah,
doesn't
that's
like
the point. Is he got knocked down because of a medical chart?
Oh,
with his back. You don't know this story,
No.
Dale? Really quick, finish up the show with this story real fast for Coop.
So I was projected to be anywhere from mid-second to a mid-third, early third round draft pick. Went to the combine. We didn't know what the combine was. Went to the second one ever. It was out here at ASU. And 1985 combine. I thought, hey, that's great. Get an invite, cordially invited to NFL combine. Can go home for a weekend and enjoy hanging out with my friends. We all get together the first night, guys. We played an all-star games. We're down at the bar having beers and just visiting. Some dude walks in, starts handing out schedules. We're like, 5:30 P-test, 6:15 Wonderlic, 7 o'clock physicals, 7 to 10 physical. So these physicals, back then, there were 28 teams. So they have 4 team doctors in 7 different rooms. You start at this end carrying your bag, your pamphlet,
your
and
pee.
stuff. You left that at the beginning. And then you just went 4, and they checked every little thing that you ever had, wrist, finger, whatever, push, pull, prodded. Get to the last room, and I knew I had this thing called spondylolisthesis, which is it's a curvature of your lower spine, L5S1, and
That's real technical.
evidently,
but he didn't know he had it.
I know, I knew I
Oh, you
had
did?
it.
Okay, all right.
Get to the last room. Nobody checked it. I'd never missed any games. Nothing ever bothered me. Get to the last room. They're done. You're walking around in little teeny gray shorts, and as I take a step toward the door, the Chicago Bear team doctor, never forget him, big, red, bulbous, whiskey-drinking nose. Hey, Ellis Ray, bend over and touch your toes. And I go, you. I went over, touched my toes. He ran his hand over my lower back and said, we need to get an x-ray of that. That's it. Never hear anything, whatever. I don't go till the end of the fourth round. 5 years later, I'm in Dallas. Trainers go, hey, you want to see your combine pack? I said, yeah, because we had no info. We know how fast we ran. We don't know what we did. Whatever. He opens it up and goes, oh. I go, what do you mean, oh? He goes, there's a big red X through your name. I mean, we red flagged you. And he looked at it and goes, oh, yeah, your lower back. He said, I bet you half the league red flagged you. So that Chicago Bear team doctor cost me money.
But Dale, you got 3 rings out of it.
Well, no, it all worked out. But that's what I'm saying. Some of these things,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you start hearing of a guy dropping.
Oh, sure.
Sometimes it could be a medical situation,
Oh, yeah, one team just finding something out and it just gets spread around, and the next thing you know, you're sitting there. But that's why Dale was sweating there when you brought up the medical side of it and all that. But I just don't know on Jordan Tyson. Like you said, I think he needs to prove he can be durable in those situations.
I mean, that's look. His ability on the field, his catch radius, his ability to run routes, get open, read defense. I mean, it's all top drawer. I mean,
And he seems like a good kid.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, look. You know that they have good athletic genes because his brother Jalen is a
That's
top player for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably their best 3-point. Merrill's their best 3-point shooter. But
He's definitely-
he's one of their top 2 or 3
Yeah.
best 3-point shooters.
They don't win
Very-
as many games without him if he's
a
not
good player.
there.
So the genes are there. The DNA is there for this kid for Jordan to have a really good pro career. But the dude's gonna have to show some type of durability.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw that and I was just like, oh man, like at least run something or jog or do something. But hey,
But
that's
a
what
lot of the
representation
kids
is.
do it. A lot of the kids.
I
do
know,
it.
especially top 10 guys and stuff like that. Coop, thank you very much. So we
absolutely.
got, just so everybody knows, here's the bad news for you guys. One, we got the dinner on Thursday. But two, no show on Friday, so none of you will know how it goes. But if you hear of a fight in what is that, East Scottsdale, South
But
North
I'm
Phoenix,
curious,
San
why
Mateo?
is there no show on Friday?
We're
What's
moving.
Dale doing?
We're moving the studio.
I gotta be full.
Riley and
There you
Kobe
go.
and the boys are all moving the studio on Thursday and then setting up all day on Friday so we can rock and roll on Monday. So that's the exciting things happening here
Okay.
coming up
That's
as
why
well.
we can't blame Dale this time.
No, this time, no. Dale's all like, I already had golf scheduled. It doesn't matter. Come on back tomorrow, everybody. McCollum on Business is already in the bag there for you. It's going to be at 7 a.m. here the next couple of days as well. So join us, the main event as well. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Have fun, everybody.